Hello students, so continuing our lectures on MATLAB, we will first start with some basic commands. In MATLAB, and first we will see that there is a command called matlab itself. This command it actually loads the program into your workspace, and then there is a command called quit. This command quits MATLAB and returning you to your operating system. Then we have a command called exit. It is same as quit. We have a command called who. This command lists all the variables in your MATLAB workspace. Then we have one called WOH with an S. This one lists the variables and describes their matrix size. And the clear is a command that you all know. Clear is the command which deletes all matrices from active workspace. Then if we say clear X, so it will delete the matrix X from active workspace. Then we have a command called save, which saves all the matrices defined in the current session into a file in the MATLAB. And we have a command called load. It loads contents of MATLAB into current workspace. And we have a command called save with the file name. Then it will save the contents of workspace into the file name.mat. So we will learn about more commands as we proceed. So we learned about representation of matrices and vectors in our previous classes. Now what we will do in this is we will do some operations of these matrices. For example, before that, let us first recapitulate some of the very crucial commands, like A star B means there is a multiplication going with A and B, considering that A and B are two numbers. Now if we, instead of writing A star B, if we write A dot star B, it means that A is now an array. It is not a single number, it is an array of numbers. A dot star B, it means it multiplies each element of A, each and every element of A by the respective element of B. Similarly, if we say that A dash B, there is a difference between if we are putting the division sign in this way or in this way. The first one indicates that it divides each element of A by the respective element of B, whereas this one means that divides each element of B by the respective elements of A. Okay. So this is the difference between these two. Similarly, A dot cap B, it means that it raises each element of A by the respective B element. So if we have two different arrays, an A array and B array, say this one is say 1, 2, 3, and the B array is say ABC. So this command will indicate that A to the power A, 2 to the power B, and 3 to the power C. This is what it commands means. Now, there is something called an inner product and outer product of vectors. Say we have two vectors, G1 and G2. These are two vectors. The inner product of two row vectors. These are row vectors. The inner product of the two row vectors G1 and G2 is G1 is G1 star G2. With a quotation mark. Now this means that this is where we actually taking the transpose of this G2 vector. So only know that if there is a vector whose order is mn to n, where m is not equal to n, then it can multiply only with another vector which has got n into k. So these, the second order and the first order of the two respective elements should match. So to do that, we need to do this transpose that we're talking about to find the inner product of these two vectors. Similarly, these are two-way vectors, or if we into column vectors, say we have two column vectors H and J. These are column vectors. For that, we need to do the transpose of the first one. Then the inner product will be H dash star J. This will give you the inner product of the two column vectors. Now what about the outer vector? Considering the first two row vectors, the outer product is simply G1 star G2. Now here we should remember that this G1 star has got the order n into 1, and G2 is previously of the order 1 into n. So the outer product can be formed out of these two vectors. And the result is, of course, a square matrix. That means n cross n matrix. So then is a dash here. Now there is another command in MATLAB where we use the matrix inverse to solve a solution. That means if there is a solution A, there is an equation Ax is equal to B, where A is a matrix. So this is matrix A, and there is another matrix B is equal to another matrix A B. So this is already is 3 cross 3. This is already is 3 cross 1. So the answer would be again a 3 cross 1 matrix. So X is basically A inverse B. So this matrix inverse is required to find the solution of the equation. Now, if there is a command A dash B, so this command will return a column vector solution for the matrix AX is equal to B. If this is the equation where A is called the coefficient matrix. So instead of going to the inverse, we can also find the value of X as using this command, this division in this direction. So this will return a column vector, for the matrix equation. And if we do B dash A, so this will return a row vector for the matrix equation XA is equal to B. In both the cases, A is the coefficient matrix.